Today, I'm going to show you guys that the Yellow Hybrid deck is still very powerful, even though it has been hammered down by the restriction list over and over again. Digimon fans, welcome back, and today we'll be showcasing the Venusmon Yellow Hybrid Deck. With the most recent restriction of Sunrise Buster and JetSilphymon from before, it still does not stop the consistency and the viability of the Yellow Hybrid deck, even when it comes to competitive play. The deck heavily focuses on playing as many tamers as possible to gain advantages, whether it is for searching, gaining memory at the start of your turn, or controlling the board with DP reduction effects. And while you're controlling your opponent's side of the board, you want to try to find as many opportunities as you can to swing and chip them down with your hybrids and other Digimon until you win the game. The recovery of this deck is not as strong as before, but that's okay. With the introduction of Venusmon from BT10, you can now slow down your opponent's plays and combos even further. I've also gathered all the best yellow cards that are out there and combined all of them together to attempt to create the strongest Yellow Hybrid deck ever. So let's begin by showing you guys what we got for today. So to begin with our Digi cards, we got the 4 copies of Upamon and the 1 copy of Cupimon. Upamon is just draw 1 when attacking, once per turn if we have 3 or fewer security. And then Cupimon also lets us draw 1 when attacking, but not once per turn, to draw 1 as long as we have 5 or more security. So the reason of playing 5 eggs is because that Yellow Hybrid does tend to prolong games a little bit, which is why having the extra egg does come in handy. And really, again, we're just focusing on draw power and drawing cards, and I find myself being at 3 security more often than 5 or more usually, which is why Upamon is the one to max out for, and then having the extra Cupimon on the side. So now let's jump into our rookies. We have the 4 copies of Patamon from the Starter Deck 3, Heaven's Yellow. Patamon only has an inheritable of your turn once per turn. When an opponent's Digimon is deleted by dropping to 0 DP, you get to gain 1 memory, which is really good, really great. We do DP reduction in this deck a little bit, so Patamon is definitely very nice for that. Next, we got 2 copies of Salamon. This one is on deletion. If we have 3 or fewer security, we get to recover 1. Always really great card, really good defensive, really good in the middle stages to the late stages of the game. So 2 copies is always very nice too. And then to round off with the rookies, 2 Pillowmons. All players can play Digimon by effects. We don't play any Digimon by effects with this particular deck usually, so it's just really good at countering the current meta, especially decks like Jesmon and Bloomlord, those who spawn Digimon and play Digimon via effects. Pillowmon is just a great counter to have, and 2 is definitely a very good number for sure. Now, just before we continue, I got a quick question for you guys. Have you subscribed yet? Because if you haven't done so, be sure to do so right now, and I really greatly appreciate the support. By subscribing and turning on that notification bell right now, you get to see all the latest and newest awesome Digimon videos coming up on the channel. We got lots more deck profiles, lots more videos coming your way, so you definitely want to stay tuned. Also, definitely give this video a like, because once again, I would really appreciate all the support from all of you. And thank you guys so much. That's it for our rookies. Let's talk about our level 4s. Since we do play Patamon, it only makes sense that we're playing it alongside together with Rapidmon. And Rapidmon is just super good for this deck because first and foremost, it does Digivolve for 4 on top of a yellow or green Digimon that is level 3. However, you can Digivolve it on top of a Terriermon for 3 costs instead, but we don't play Terriermon at all. First, it has Armor Purge for defensive capabilities, really great, but really it's because of its when Digivolving effect. We get to suspend one of our opponent's Digimon for each tamer we have in play, then up to 3 of our opponent's suspended Digimon gets 5,000 minus DP for the turn. And because when you combo alongside with Patamon, you can effectively make this cost 3 instead, which is going to be super handy, really great for dealing against wide boards once again in a wide meta current format. This is just always a really nice card for sure. Okay, so for the rest of the level 4s, we're going to start just moving into our typical Yellow Hybrid package. 4 Kazemons and 4 Zephyrmons as well. You know, this is very standard, 4 and 4 of each. You want to see them as much as you can because you do play a lot of yellow tamers. You want to do your Yellow Hybrid plays, and that's really the main reason is for these guys to be here, really. So that wraps up for our level 4s. let's move into a level 5. Since we play Yellow Hybrid package, we do have to play 1 copy of JetSilphy. It is restricted to 1 currently, but that's totally okay. Having it is still very nice. Still really powerful card, really strong. Letting you recover is very good. Then we have 4 copies of Rise Greymon. This one, when Digivolving, lets us play a yellow tamer card from our hand without paying its memory cost. However, any on-play effects don't activate. A lot of our tamers actually don't have on-play effects, which synergizes very nicely with this Rise Greymon and gives us a lot of value, which is really good. It also has the inheritable of your turn. While you have 3 or more yellow tamers in play, this Digimon gains security +1, and I love security +1 once again. Very easy condition to meet for the deck for sure. And since we're playing Rise Greymon, we definitely have to play Rise Greymon X alongside with it as well. Digivolving for 1 on top of a regular Rise Greymon. Otherwise, you Digivolve on top of level 4 for 4 costs, which is red or yellow. Now, when Digivolving, you may play 1 yellow or red tamer card from your hand without paying its memory cost. This time, you actually get its on-play effects, which is kind of nice. Then, if Rise Greymon or X Antibody is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, when your opponent's Digimon gets minus 2000 DP for the turn for each yellow or red tamer you have in play. This is basically a mini Shine Greymon effect, which is really good. Great for dealing against Digimon that's a little bit bigger. But also, it has a second effect where your turn for each tamer you have in play, this Digimon gets extra 1000 DP, making it almost like a pseudo-boss Digimon and become very strong with lots of DP is always very nice. And combining with Rise Greymon together, you can do multiple security checks, which is always going to be fantastic and super good together. So a lot of synergy when it comes to playing tamers with the Rise Greymons. That's it for our level 5s. Let's talk about our level 6s. We have the 2 copies of Venusmon. Venusmon is just a really good defensive floodgate type of card for the deck. When Digivolving, all your opponent's Digimon gets security -1 until the end of your opponent's turn. It has a blanket effect across the board, so any Digimon that comes out from raising, anything that's played afterwards, still gets affected by this effect. And also opponent's turn, all of your Digimon that has any security attack modifiers, either if it's +1 or -1 or whatnot, any kind, they cannot attack this Digimon and can activate their when attacking and when Digivolving effects, which is super good for defensive capabilities for sure. And Venusmon just gives you wide protection overall to sort of stall for time, stall for turns, so that you can then continue to chip on your opponents afterwards. So yeah, really good card for the deck. Then, for a more aggressive playstyle, I have 1 copy of Kazuchimon. Kazuchimon is actually really cool, and this card is just super nice and super clutch, and I definitely like it as a one-off tech, and I definitely would recommend you guys to play at least on one-off. When Digivolving, if you have 3 or more security cards, you get to gain 2 memory, making it a 3-cost Digivolve 6 instead of its 5 normally. But however, if you have 2 or fewer security cards, you get to recover 1 until you get to 3 security instead. So this is also really good. Now, instantly helping you recover a bunch when you're low on security is just really good. And then second effect is that your turn, while you have 3 or more security cards, this Digimon does gain security +1 for more aggressive plays, early game pushing, late game defensive. Really good card, and just super versatile in both situations, and always a good card to definitely have to play for sure. That's it for level 6s. Then we have level 7s. We do have the 1 copy of Susanomon, just really great. It is Yellow Hybrid, so in clutch situations, when you do go for late game plays and late game pushes, Susanomon is always just really good there for you to recycle your tamers, delete something that your opponent has as well, and then you have security +2, making it a super strong card. Definitely having a one-off for sure. And then, last but not least, we do have 1 Defx right here. You guys can easily replace this card with some more options or tamers or any cards that you guys want. Very flexible, but Defx is a super strong staple card in this current format and in this current meta. It definitely having a one-up is just super helpful in combating against any deck that you'd have to play against out there, especially when you're going for competitive too. That's it for all of our Digimon. Let's talk about our tamers. First and foremost, 3 copies of TK. Great card, memory tamer, searching our security, grabbing ourselves something that is yellow, and we get to recover 1, finding pieces we need, accessing our security to get more combo pieces, more cards to play is just super good. So you definitely want to have a 3-up for sure. Then we have 3 copies of Zoe, Yellow Hybrid once again, lots of synergy. Great for searching stuff once again, finding your Yellow Hybrids, finding your Kazes, finding your Zephyrs, and finding your JetSilphys is really what she is there all about. We don't need to play 4 anymore simply because JetSilphy is restricted to 1, so the hit rates are much lower than before. So 3 is actually really good enough for what we have in the deck. But that is also the other reason to make more room for other really good tamers, is because that we have the 3 copies of Tai and Kari. This one is start of your turn. If you have 3 or fewer security, you get to gain 1 memory, and then if your opponent has 3 or fewer security, you gain another memory, which is always really good and really cool condition that is very difficult to play around for your opponents. It does have a second effect where your turn, when one of your red or yellow Digimon attacks, you may suspend this tamer to have all your opponent's security Digimon minus 2000 DP for the turn. So in theory, it makes it easier and safer for your Digimon to check into security, so it won't get deleted from security battle. Is always definitely really nice as well for sure with this dual color tamer. Then we have 2 TK Karis. TK Kari is always really great as well. The more aggressive your opponent tries to play against you, the more value you're going to get from this card, because at the start of your turn, if you have fewer security cards than your opponent, you get to gain 2 memory instantly, and it has a secondary effect when one of your yellow Digimon attacks, you can suspend this tamer to minus 1000 DP to one of your opponent's Digimon. Comes in really handy, helps you hit the magic numbers for either swinging over stuff, clearing more boards, and so on. It's just really good, and I definitely would consider bumping this up to 3, and if you guys don't want to play Defx, this is definitely a very good slot to add in for sure. Otherwise, we also still have 2 more tamers. We got the 2 Codys right here. Cody is also just very flexible, very nice. At the start of your main phase, if you have a yellow Digimon in play, you gain 1 memory, really good. And also your turn, when one of your Digimon with 2 or more colors attack, you may suspend this tamer to get your opponent's one of your opponent's Digimon to minus 2000 DP for the turn. We do play Rise Gray X, we do play Rapidmon as well, and they both are dual colors, so having the Cody does come in handy and is very nice too. So that's it for all of our tamers. Let's talk about our options. Lots of defensive type of options. We definitely first and foremost have 2 copies of Wyvern's Breath, one being one of the best yellow removal card for sure, and you definitely want to have, you know, minus 15,000 DP on something. It's just super good. And then for the second best removal in yellow, we have the brand new BT10 Loenki Edastacto. This one really thrives depending on how much security you have. If you have 3 or more security stacks, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 12,000 DP for the turn. If you have 3 or fewer, then you get to place one of your opponent's Digimon into the top of their security stack face down as well. So just really good removal too, and yeah, really good card for sure. Then we have the busted option card, dual color Sunrise Buster right here. It is restricted down to 1, but we still play 1 simply because it is Yellow Hybrid, and we can definitely fit this in. Works out very nicely since we play Rise Greymon, since we play dual color tamers, the Tai and Kari. You know, Sunrise Buster is just an incredibly powerful card for this deck for sure, and yeah, you definitely want to run on one of by at least. I mean, you can only run a 1 of anyways. And then last but not least, we do have the other restricted card. We got Reinforcing Memory Boost. It is yellow based deck. It lets you recover 1 and then add 1 card by revealing the top 2 cards of your deck. It's just super insane. And also with its delay of 3 memory is a lot of value to give back to you. And yeah, this is a really strong card for sure. So that will wrap up for the deck profile. There's not really any extra cards I would like to talk about and showcase you guys, but if you guys have any other special suggestions of other cards you can include in this deck, definitely let me know in the comments down below. So let's jump straight into the how to play and sort of like the combo segment of the guide. Yellow Hybrid is a very control heavy based deck, which it's kind of slow. It has a very moderate game pace. It's not super fast. It's really about controlling the board, setting up your tamers, and then trying to, you know, slowly chip away your opponents until you win. So really the whole idea is you try to, you know, manipulate the memory gauges as much as you can, and during the early stages of the games, you really want to just be playing your tamers as much as you can to give yourself some value if your opponent ever tries to push aggressive. You know, the ideal way is definitely to play your TK to set yourself to memory at 3, you know, playing Zoe to search for your hybrids. That's really important. And setting up tamers once again is super crucial because they basically supply and give you the setup that you need for you to make your hybrid plays. When there are times that are good, you can start going your hybrids on top of your tamers and start chipping your opponent's security down bit by bit. And it's really important for you to identify when you should start doing this, because you don't want to overcommit too early and then use out all your tamer resources and then not have any value afterwards. So really, it thrives the most the later the game gets to. So meanwhile, as you're setting up your rookies and trying to find your hybrids with your Digi-Egg, you definitely want to be hatching it and Digivolving into your Patamon. And having TK and having 3 memory is just really good in these scenarios and situations. When your opponent tries to go aggressive with the rookies or try to go wide, this is when you want to be doing your Rapidmon and Patamon combo. You know, once you're ready, once you start at 3 memory, you push it out, and then you pay the 4 memory to Digivolve into your Rapidmon from Patamon, and then Rapidmon will basically suspend their Digimon and also get to minus 5,000 DP, and you get to basically clear their boards. Because you did delete something by minusing DP, Patamon will give you that memory back, putting you at 0. So now you can actually easily swing in with your Rapidmon aggressively with the Armor Purge and start chipping away your opponent's security at the same time. And that is why this card is just super good and with this combo. While you're doing that, or afterwards, you can start then going into your level 5 and your level 6 plays potentially when you do see them. You could Digivolve your Rapidmon to Rise Greymon and then help you play more Tamers out here to set up, which is really good. And then afterwards, then you can choose to go into your level 6s when you do see it. If you have the Kazuchimon during the early stages of the game, fantastic. If not, you can go into Venusmon, or otherwise, you would have your Rise Greymon X, which is also kind of like your pseudo level 6 of the deck as well, to go into these guys and sort of keep pressuring and keep attacking or control the board at the same time, so that you can continue to buy yourself time to find more of your hybrid pieces. And once you chip away enough security on your opponent's side, then you just go in with your hybrids one at a time and swing for game for there. And that's really how you want to be playing this Yellow Hybrid control style deck, which is very simple. And it's really about controlling the game state and controlling the board for you in order to thrive and win your games. That'll wrap up for the deck profile for today. If you guys enjoyed the video and found it helpful, please give it a like. If you have any suggestions, recommendations, or questions, be sure to share it with everyone in the comments down below. We got lots more deck profiles and Digimon videos content coming once again, so be sure to hit that subscribe button right now. Turn on that notification bell to stay tuned. As always, thank you so much for watching. You guys have a great day, great night, wherever you are. See you in the next video. And this is Avault, signing out.